Okay, so we're going to start lying down today. So just take your time coming onto your mats. Get yourself in a comfortable position. So if you want to lie with your legs long, you can do that, or feet on the ground, whatever really feels best to you. So just taking a few moments, just at the start of class, just coming away from your day. Just beginning to draw your attention inwards. Starting to become aware of your breath. And just allowing the breath just to flow easily in and out through your nose. As your breath starts to smooth out, just noticing how your body feels this morning. So any areas of tightness or tension, just allow that area to relax. Maybe using your breath to help you. Try and soften down towards your mat and just start to feel the connection of your body with your mat. As your body starts to relax, taking a moment just to see how you feel without trying to hold on to any of the thoughts, but just simply allowing them to pass. In today's class, we're doing a class in creating space. So we talk about creating space a lot in our yoga practice. So today, practically, we're going to create some space when we do our yoga asana practice. Also try and create a little bit of space in our breath. So we do a little breathing practice to try and help with that. And also a kind of more flowing class, which will help us to maybe clear a little bit of space in our mind. When you're ready, you can start to move your fingers and your toes a little bit. We're going to start off straight away with a little bit of core. So if you bend your knees, have your feet flat on the ground, first of all, and then we'll just draw your right knee in towards your chest. So you could just have your hands just on top of your knee or your shin. And then we're going to extend the left leg along the ground. As you do that, start to flex your left foot and start to lift or stretch it out so it lifts a little bit off the ground. So the left leg is just hovering. We're going to come in and do a little core practice here, which will help us with our balance today, which is warrior three. So you're going to flex your right foot and then start to move your right foot up towards the ceiling. So both feet flex and the legs are pretty straight. You can keep your upper body on the ground, or maybe as you breathe out, stretch your fingertips and lift the upper body up off the ground. So you're really stretching through the upper body as well. And start to feel the muscles and how they are activated here. It will really help with that warrior three. So the feet are flexed, the legs are really strong, the core is working really hard. We'll take one more deep inhale and slowly release everything back down. So you can draw your knees in towards your chest. So do that on the other leg. So when you're ready, keep your left knee in towards your chest, extending your right leg along the ground. And then start to flex your right foot, lengthen it out a little bit, and it will lift kind of naturally up off the ground. And then from there, start to flex in your left foot and take that foot up towards the ceiling so you can relax your arms down by your side. Then really strong legs. You could keep your upper body on the ground, or as you breathe out, lift the upper body, reach through your fingertips. And keep pushing away through your feet. Keep pressing through the muscles of the legs. So we want them all to be kind of active and switched on. Take one more deep inhale. And slowly and carefully release all the way back in. Again, you can take a little movement when you get there. So we're going to move up to sitting position now. You can either roll up or you can roll onto your side and come up. It's up to you. But we're going to move to Virasana today. So that is our hero pose. So if that doesn't suit you, then obviously sit in any other way. We're just going to do a little breathing practice when we get there. So either with the bottom sitting back onto your heels, you can grab a block, sit on the block if that is more comfortable, or you can just sit with your legs out in front if that feels better. So just whatever feels right to you. And then once we're here, we're going to create a little mudra. So a mudra is just a hand gesture which allows us to kind of hone our concentration, if you like. So if you take your hands, palms up, so this is called Durga Mudra, and it allows us to kind of channel energy and positivity. So if you take your thumb on both of your hands and you're just going to slide it between the gap between your first finger and your second finger. So we just just bend your thumbs and just place it in there. And then we just gently draw the other fingers in. We just kind of like make a soft fist. And then take the hands, palms down, just onto your thighs. Relax your shoulders. And you can either lower your gaze or close your eyes. It's up to you. And we're going to take 10 mindful breaths. So we're going to start with a deep inhale through your nose. And then breathe out through your nose. And you're going to do that again. So you're just going to keep that breath going. So a mindful breath is really a conscious or an aware breath. So you're very involved in it. It's not just happening as we normally breathe, but you're there and you're in the moment with the breath. So don't try and force it, but just keep it so that it's deep and it's thorough. And just work at your own pace. So your own breath, just being aware of it. It helps us to create a little bit of space in our mind because we're concentrating on the breath rather than anything else. And it also creates space in our breath because we generally, when we have a conscious breath, we actually concentrate on the breath and it becomes a little bit deeper. And create space in our bodies. So as we inhale more, then the ribs expand more and the body gets a little bit more spacious. So often we don't have time to do a full hour asana practice. So on those days, maybe just taking time to take 10 mindful breaths. It's just as beneficial. Clear your mind, your body to feel better. And it doesn't have to be exactly 10. So you could do 9 or 11 or whatever you're on just now. But we'll take 2 more. Just in your own time. Breathing in your own way. And when you're ready, you can start to open your eyes. We'll release the mudra that we have and maybe just start to shake out your hands a little bit. And you could circle round your wrists in one direction and then take it the other way. Okay, from here, we're going to come to an all fours position. So if you just make your way into that all fours, so spreading your hands under your shoulders and your knees underneath your hips. When you come in, we're going to move kind of side to side in that kind of barrel sense. So we're going to move over towards your right arm, bend into your right elbow, over towards the left, which also bends, and then rising up in the middle. We're just kind of moving round and round in that kind of circular fashion. Again, not being too concerned about the movement, but more about the feeling that it generates. Okay, we'll do one more of these. We'll come back in towards the center. And then from here, we're going to step your right foot up towards the top. So we're just coming to our low lunge position. So when you get there, you might want to slide your left leg back a little bit. Okay, if that doesn't feel right, you will just stay where you are. Then you can keep your hands on the ground or start to draw your belly in and start to lift your chest up. Maybe reaching up with the arms, but with a softness in your shoulders as you do that. So relax through your shoulders, open up a little bit through your chest, and create some space in your hips and your legs by sinking down a little bit more. Okay, Today we're going to interlink your fingers behind your back. So we'll lower the hands, take them behind your back, just take the fingers together. Draw your shoulder blades back, maybe squeeze a little bit, open your chest, and maybe lift the hands away from your back, but just if that feels right. Okay, we'll take one more deep inhale. Slowly release the hands, and then take them back down towards the ground. From here, we'll tuck the toes under on the back leg, so lifting through that back knee, and then step back to plank. When you get there, we'll lower the knees to the ground, and then bend your elbows and just lower all the way down towards the mat. When you get there, relax your feet, so spread your toes. And as you inhale, draw the chest up and the shoulders back. As you exhale, slowly release all the way back down. On the inhale, start to push back up. So just come back up into that all fours position. So walk your knees back in again. We'll do that the other way. So when you're ready, we'll move in that barrel again. So moving over towards the left side this time. Just again, drop down and then draw yourself up in the middle. So bring some elements of that cat-cow in. So you're arching your back and you're dropping down in the center. Okay, we'll do one more. And just make your way back towards the middle. Once you come in, we'll step forward with your left leg this time. So just step it up towards the top. Again, using your hands either side, draw the belly and maybe slide back a little bit more through the right leg. When you're ready, pull your belly and start to lift up again. And then just start to reach with the hands. Try and get a softness in your elbows. Opening maybe a little bit through your chest. So again, we'll take the hands behind your back once more. You might want to change your grip a little bit, just moving one finger up or down, and then start to open your chest again, maybe lifting the hands up. Again, just see how it all feels. And start to breathe into the space that you create as you open your body up a little bit more. Okay, we'll release the hands, take them back down towards the mat. Tuck your toes under, lift through your back knee, and make your way back to plank. So when you get there, lowering your knees, bend your elbows, lower all the way to the ground. Again, flatten out in your feet, and then start to draw the chest up and the shoulders back. And as you exhale, slowly release all the way back down. From here on your inhale, just start to press back up into that all fours position again. So walking forwards. So we're going to move into our first down dog. So start to maybe move the hands forward a little bit, tuck your toes, and then start to lift the hips up and back. And when you come into this down dog, maybe move a little bit. So you could pedal your feet out or just keep the knees bent. Any movement that feels right to you. Try to feel a sense of spaciousness in this down dog. So really spreading through your fingers, spreading through your toes. Think about your shoulders and your ears and try and push up and out of your hands to create a little bit more space there. And lift the belly. Try and send the hips skyward. So you want the hips to be moving up towards the ceiling. Okay, we'll take one more deep inhale. When you're ready, we're going to walk your hands back towards your feet today. So just take a slow walk with the hands all the way back. When you get there, we'll bend the knees a lot. Let the upper body fold forwards. And if the arms are dangling, then maybe take hold of opposite elbows here and just gently sway side to side. Just whatever feels right to you. Okay, when you're ready, we'll release the hands all the way back down again. And then this time we're going to come up like a rag doll. So you're going to pull your belly in, just start to rise up nice and slowly so the upper body is heavy. And then start to just kind of restack your body as you come up and lift the shoulders and the head up last. From here, we're going to come into Utkatasana, our chair pose. So you might want to bring your feet in or keep them apart, it's up to you. As you inhale, we'll bend the knees and then start to reach with the arms. It doesn't really matter how far you bend into your legs. Maybe you can look up at your hands. Take another inhale. And then on your exhale, we're just going to bring the hands together and just press through your feet to come up to standing again. So we'll do that again. So inhale, bending in the knees, reaching through the arms, come into chair. And on the exhale, just press to stand as the hands come in. Okay, we'll do that again. So inhale, bending in the knees, reaching through your arms. As you exhale, hands to the heart, press to stand. So we'll add on to that. So as you inhale, bend the knees, reach the arms. This time on the exhale, we'll fold towards your legs and maybe keeping the knees bent as you come in. As you inhale here, lengthen forward. So moving the hands up, the legs stretch your spine. And on the exhale, just fold back in towards your legs. As you inhale, bending in the knees, reaching with the arms, come into chair. And on the exhale, press to stand. Okay, we'll do that again. So inhale, bend the knees, reach the arms. Exhale, folding forwards towards the legs. Lengthen on the inhale. Fold back in on the exhale. As you inhale, bend the knees. Come to chair. Exhale, press to stand. We're starting to follow your own breath now. We'll do that again. So bending your knees when you're ready. And folding forwards in your own time. Again, lengthening, coming up. Making your way back and start to bend the knees, reaching the arms. And rise up. We'll do that once more. I'll not say anything this time. So again, when you're ready. So following your breath. Keep it nice and long. Moving at your own pace. And we'll all meet back in that chair. As we come into the chair this time, we'll bring the hands towards the center. We're going to take a little twist. So I'm going to move over towards the right side. So with your left elbow, just move that to the outside of that right knee. Start to draw yourself around. Maybe move your elbows so they're more in line. So you can stay here. You could also reach down with your left hand and up with your right. But again, if it doesn't feel right, you can always keep the arms together. Make sure your knees are pretty level so they're not, one of them is not poking out more than the other. So if you've got your hands apart, we'll bring them together. And we'll bring the hands towards the center. Take another inhale. And then as you exhale, just fold towards your legs again. Inhale, lengthen, so come up halfway. And as you exhale, just fold back in. As you inhale, bend the knees, reaching the arms to come into that chair. And then we'll do that twist on the other side. So come hands to the center, right elbow to the outside of your left knee. Start to rotate round. Again, sink the hips and try and feel the rotation through your belly button. If you want to, you could reach down with your right hand, up with your left. But again, it's not essential. Good. Okay, we'll start to bring the hands back together again and then move towards the center. Big inhale. And then as you exhale, just fold towards your legs. As you inhale again, lengthen. And this time on the exhale, we're going to take the hands back down and we're going to walk all the way out to downward facing dog. So just take your time walking back out again. Maybe separate your feet a little bit more. Again, try and create a little bit of space. Okay, we'll take one more deep inhale. And this time we're going to look forwards and you're going to step your right foot up towards the top of your mat. So if you just step your right foot through. Now for this one, you could actually stay here and lower your back knee and lift your hands up from here. If you do want to though, with the knee lifted, start to lift your chest up into that high crescent lunge. But if you'd rather keep the back knee on the ground, then do that. And you start to lift the arms up. And again, feel a balance through your feet here. So you're on the ball of the foot of the back leg. The back leg could be bent. And then we'll create a little bit of space just by bending in the elbows once more. maybe drawing the elbows back and opening up through your chest a little bit more. And start to breathe into the space that you're creating in your chest and in your lungs. Okay, on your next inhale, we'll reach up with the arms again. As you exhale, release the hands down towards the ground. Okay, from here, if you've got your back knee on the ground, lift it up. Step back to plank. You could lower your knees again, or maybe just lower to chaturanga this time, and just see how you feel. Inhale, upward facing or cobra. Exhale, make your way back. Downward facing dog. Okay, we'll do that on the other side. So when you're ready, we'll look forward, step your left foot up towards the top of your mat. So again, from here, you could definitely lower that back knee and do the same thing in this position. Otherwise, with the back knee lifted, start to lift your chest again and then reach up with your arms. But just see how it feels. Might feel different on one side, you never know. Again, try and get that sense of balance through your legs. Then when you've got it, maybe start to bend in your arms again. So bringing the arms down to kind of that L shape and then drawing the elbows back, opening up through your chest a little bit more. And maybe deepening your breath a little bit. Okay, on your next inhale, we'll reach back up with the arms. As you exhale, take your hands down towards the ground. So step to plank, lowering your knees if you'd like, or bend your elbows to chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, make your way back, downward facing dog. Okay, we'll take one more deep inhale. When you're ready, we're going to lift your heels up and walk your feet this time up towards your hands. So just take your time as you walk up towards the top. So maybe separate your feet again. Again, folding forwards once more, maybe taking opposite elbows again. Just whatever feels right to you. Okay, when you're ready, we'll release the hands all the way back down. So we're going to rise up again. So again, like that ragdoll, so drawing your belly in, starting to slowly rise back up, taking your time, restacking everything as you come back up. Release the hands. Maybe bring your hands towards your chest for a moment, and maybe just close your eyes and just see how you're feeling. So just checking in. And seeing if you're starting to create a little bit of space somewhere. Okay, we'll release the hands, we'll open the eyes. So we're going to come in for our balance. We're going to come in for warrior 3. So we're going to come into a chair position. So you can see how you feel. Use a wall if you need to. And remember, you don't even have to lift your back leg off the ground that much. But when you're ready, we'll come into that chair. So as you inhale, we'll bend the knees and start to reach through your arms. Again, you don't have to sink down that much, but draw the belly in, weight back into your heels. And then bring your hands towards the center. So we'll do the right leg. So we'll take the weight a little bit onto the left leg, and then maybe just step back with your right leg. So you could just have it on the ground. And then maybe you start to lift a little bit through that right leg. Again, you don't have to lift it that far. If you want a little bit more, maybe start to think about the muscles you were using when you're lying on your back at the beginning, and start to flex through your back foot and straighten through your front leg. And you can always drop it down again if you need to. So see how it feels. Try and keep the hips level, so they were level when they were on the ground, but the legs are straight and strong. And if you need to bend your knee, then bend your knee. And if you want to, you could reach your hands. You could reach them along your sides again. Maybe you reach them forwards, but just see how it feels. And it will be more stable with the hands towards the center of your body rather than reaching them forwards or back. Well done. Okay, we'll take one more deep inhale. When you're ready, bring your hands to the center again. Maybe start to bend a little bit into your standing leg and then start to move your back foot up towards that front foot. Bring your feet together, hands together. Maybe close your eyes for a moment and just see what sensations that you've created in your body and how it feels. So balances are really good for giving us space in our mind because we have to concentrate so much on our balance that we don't really have time for thoughts. So we'll come in and we'll try the other side. So when you're ready, we'll move back into that chair. So as you inhale, bending into the knees, reaching through your arms, weight back in the heels. Okay, so we'll bring the hands towards the center. So this time, standing on your right leg, we'll start to move the left leg back. So you can just lift it off the ground a little bit. Maybe just take it back a little bit and touch the ground if you want to, or start to lift it up. And when you start to move through it, start to flex through your foot. Maybe start to straighten your front leg. Just see how it feels without force. Maybe stretch your arms behind or stretch them out in front. Try not to let the chest come down too much. So it's in line with your hips, not further down than your hips. Good. And again, just see how it feels. Start to use the muscles in your legs. Use the muscles in your core. Okay, we'll take one more deep inhale. So again, bring the hands back to the center first. Maybe start to re-bend your front leg a little bit. And then bringing that back leg to meet the front leg. Feet together, hands together. Close the eyes. And breathe. Okay, when you're ready, we'll release the hands and we'll open the eyes. So we'll come in and we'll do some standing postures. We're going to hold a couple of them for a few breaths, and then we'll kind of flow through a few of them and just see if we can kind of create some space in our mind that way. But we're going to start at the top of your mat again. We're going to start in that chair pose once more. So again, feet together or apart. As you inhale, bend the knees, reaching through your arms, just come back into chair. And then bring your hands towards the center. So again, we're going to stand onto your left leg. I'm going to reach the right leg back. We're moving to warrior one. So you'll just be placing your foot onto the ground. And you can always turn and look at the foot and see that it fits in the right place. Make sure your front foot is in the right position. You might create a little bit of space by walking it out towards the left side a little bit. So again, just adjust your legs as you see fit. Try and rotate round a little bit. So the shoulders are round towards the front, the hips are moving round towards the front. And bend into your front leg. Maybe start to reach your arms up. Just if it feels right, without moving in a kind of with an agenda. We're just going to see how it feels and then move accordingly. Maybe look up, but if that doesn't give you space, then don't do it. Look down or look forwards. Okay, we'll take one more deep inhale here. We're going to release your hands down. I'm going to clasp them behind your back again. So we're going to interlink the fingers. We're coming in for humble warrior. So we'll lift the belly and the chest. Maybe just move forwards just a little. Again, creating some space, staying there. Maybe you can release down so your belly or your chest releases to that thigh. Maybe you can take the outside of your shoulder just down towards that front knee. But just see how that goes. And then maybe start to lift the arms up and over. You try and relax your head here. So in this posture, the head is kind of soft and heavy. And we let it relax, and hopefully then all of the nonsense in our head just floats away. Okay, we'll start to move back up. So draw your belly in, start to rise back up again. Take your time. Release your hands. And then on your next inhale, start to reach back up with the arms just for one breath. As you exhale, we'll open up to warrior two. So spiraling around, making space for the warrior two by maybe moving your feet, trying to create space in your hips. So opening up through your hips, bending into your front leg, reaching the hands and allowing the shoulder blades to open a little bit at the back. So with this spaciousness that we've created in Warrior Two, we're going to flow through a couple of moves here. So we're going to move to reverse first of all. So taking that right hand down the back thigh, lift and open up, so creating even more space in the front of your body. Keeping the legs exactly the same. As you inhale again, move back into Warrior Two. And as you exhale, move forward and come into that side angle. So gently placing your forearm down, reaching straight up and over through your fingertips. Good. Okay, we'll do that again. So inhale, coming back up into Warrior Two. As you exhale, reverse. On the inhale, move back, Warrior Two. And on the exhale, side angle. Okay, very nice. Okay, we'll move back into Warrior Two again. And then we'll reverse it one more time. This time when you're ready, we're going to spiral the hands all the way down to the ground. So keep the arms coming round. Turn on the toes of your back leg and come into this lunge position. Now from there, we're just going to step to the top. So we'll bend through your back leg and step up towards the top of your mat. As you inhale here, lengthen forward, so stretching through your spine. On the exhale, folding back in. As you inhale, bend the knees, reach the arms, come to chair. And as you exhale, press the stand. Maybe closing your eyes, see how that all feels on that side. Okay, we'll try that on the other side. So the same sequence again. So we'll come back in to our chair. So feet together or apart. As you inhale, bending the knees, reaching through your arms. Then you're ready, bring the hands towards the center. So we'll step back with the left foot this time. So weight on the right leg. Start to step back into that Warrior One. So placing your foot down, maybe turn and look behind just to see if it's in the right position. Maybe moving that right foot out to the side a little bit more. So moving into in your own way, then start to reach up with the hands if it feels okay. Again, you could bring the hands together, but try and keep a spaciousness between your shoulders and your ears. Maybe looking up, but just if it feels okay for your neck. Very nice. When you're ready, we'll slowly release the hands down, and then we'll come in for Humble Warrior again. So taking your hands behind your back, maybe change your grip a little bit, draw the shoulders back, lift the chest up, start to move forwards a little bit. So just to where it feels right, maybe taking your chest down, maybe taking that shoulder over towards that knee, letting the head drop, and then maybe lifting the arms up and over, but with a soft feeling to it, so not with a harsh, rigid feeling. Try and keep everything fairly soft. Apart from your core, that is. It's pull your belly in. But the rest of it, keep it soft. Okay, when you're ready, we'll move back up. So we'll draw the belly in, start to rise back up again. Take your time as you're lifting up out of it. Release the hands. As you inhale, we'll reach back up with the arms for one breath. And on the exhale, we'll open up into Warrior Two again. So making space for Warrior Two. So moving your feet and your legs, sinking into it, reaching the hands, trying to open the chest without being too rigid with your shoulders. Maybe look along your front hand. And watch that front knee, so we're not going past the ankle, but we're sinking into it and keeping the knee over the ankle on that front leg. Okay, we'll start to move through it again. So we'll reverse it. So taking that right hand down, lifting up, and then maybe looking up towards that right hand. So opening up through your chest, opening up and creating space for your breath. and space for all of your organs to be able to move about in. Okay, when you're ready, on your next inhale, we'll move back into that warrior two position. And then we'll float forwards a little bit, placing that forearm down and then stretching that arm up and over past your ear, keeping that nice long stretch through the side body. Okay, as you inhale, move back up, so into warrior two. And we'll reverse it again, so moving back. Good. When you're ready, come back in. So we'll try that once more. So again, float forwards, release the hand, reaching through your fingertips. Inhale back up. And then reverse. Good. So this time we'll spiral the hands all the way down to the ground. Turning on the toes of your back leg, come into this lunge. So from here, we are just going to step back to a plank position. So we're going to move to the ground now. So we'll step back to plank, lowering your knees down, or maybe just bend your elbows, however you want to come down. Release yourself all the way down towards your mat. Okay, when you get there, we'll bring the arms around and just lower your head down towards your arms. You can just relax there. So relax through your feet and your legs. And just see how it feels. Okay, so we're going to do a little Shalabhasana or locust practice today. So if you want to, you can do the legs with me. If you don't want to, then you can just lift both legs up at the same time. You can keep your hands here, so you can cross your arms over, drop your head down. If you want to lift your chest, then you can bring your hands down by your sides, so either palms down or reaching. But with your legs, we're going to lift through your right leg as you inhale, and I'm going to cross at the ankle of the left leg. So we're going to lift the legs up like that. If you prefer not to do that, then please don't feel you have to. So again, hands underneath the head, maybe hands on the ground, start to lift your chest up, and then as you inhale, start to lift the legs. And then if you want to, you can start to stretch your fingertips behind you as well. So try and feel a sense of space. So as you inhale, you'll start to feel the chest expanding, the belly expanding. And make use of that space. So use that to allow yourself to rise a little bit more. You will take one more deep inhale when you're ready. And then slowly and carefully just release everything all the way back down to the ground. When you get there, maybe bring your arms back around, drop your head down and separate your feet as well. So relax your legs. Again, if that doesn't suit you, you can always just bring your legs together and just lift both legs up without them being crossed over. So keep the hands here if you're not using the upper body. Take them behind you, so just so that they're on the ground or reaching. Lift through your left leg this time as you inhale. And as you exhale, cross at the ankle of your right leg. So when you're ready, start to lift through your chest, maybe reaching your fingertips behind, maybe lifting the legs up off the ground. And if you do want to, you could reach your hands in front of you as well. And I've got a lot of space, but you could stretch your hands out in front if you wanted to, but see how it feels. Okay, we'll take one more deep inhale. Slowly releasing everything all the way back down towards your mat. Bring your arms back round and cross the legs. And relax the head down. Okay, when you're ready, we'll start to make our way back up. So using your hands underneath your shoulders, start to press yourself up so that you're in this all fours position again. We're going to do a little stretch for your side body today. So we don't do a lot of stretching for the side body, but it does need as much space as anywhere else in our body. So I'm going to come over onto my right side. So you could do that as well if you wanted to keep the same. And I'm going to come onto my forearm on that right side. And we want to kind of align the shoulder and the elbow. And then we're going to stretch the legs in a straight line from your hips, and the legs are stacked on top of one another, and it's kind of like the feeling that you had when you're lying on your back. So they're not just there and all floppy, but you're really stretching through your toes, and we're trying to get this stretch through the side of the body here, so kind of between your underarm and your hips. If you stay here for a moment or two, you'll start to feel it, just a little side stretch, but try to not create a little bit of space in your shoulder so you're not sunk down, but you're pushing up and out of your shoulder. So you're using the muscles in the arms and the shoulders to do that. Now, if you're not feeling it much here, then we can make it a little bit harder by using your hands and pushing yourself up onto your right hand. But again, that might feel too much, so just see how it is when you get there. So you move all the way up onto your right hand. And we're still trying to create this space between your shoulder and your ear, so don't collapse into it. And you might need to move your right hand. So if it's too close in, for example, and the elbow's bending, you'll not get much of a stretch. So you may need to move it away from you a little bit. And don't forget about your feet and legs. So you're still pointing them and lifting them away. You should start to feel a nice stretch and start to breathe into that. So we start to stretch through the side of your ribs, the side of your waist. Well done. Okay, we'll take one more deep inhale. When you're ready, slowly and carefully, just release yourself back down onto that forearm. And then from there, you're going to push yourself up to sitting. And when you come up to sitting, you're going to stretch your right leg quite wide away from you, and then bend your left leg in. So you've got your left foot just in towards kind of the inner thigh. So it's a little bit like Shalabhasana, but we've got our right leg at an angle. So it's kind of going away from us rather than straight onto the body. It's a little bit wider. So we're going to stretch through the other side of the body now. So we're going to take your right hand onto the leg, maybe the ankle, maybe the foot of that right leg. And then with your left arm, you're going to reach it up and then over. So you get a really nice stretch through the side of the body. So we're kind of stretching it in a different way, but lengthening through your fingertips, pushing down through that left sit bone. And rotate the chest a little bit. So the chest rotates a little bit towards the ceiling. Take one more deep inhale. And then slowly release that. Come back to the center. And then take your left hand to the outside of that left thigh. So just behind the left thigh somewhere. And we're going to stretch the other way. So your right arm is going to reach up and over. Now, if you want a little bit more here, you're going to push onto that hand and you're going to lift up through your hips as you reach up and over. If that doesn't suit you, you can keep your hips on the ground. It's kind of a little mini while thing. Okay, now we're going to flow through this. So as you inhale, we're going to sit the bottom back down. And as you exhale, we're going to reach over with your right hand and lift up and over with your left hand. Inhale back to the center. As you exhale, take that left hand down and then reach up and over through your right hand. So we'll do that once more. So again, inhale coming down, come over towards the right, reach. Inhale to the center. And as you exhale, reach up and over. Good, very nice. Okay, release yourself all the way down. Well done. Now from there, we will come into Shalabhasana, so you can start to move that right foot. So it's kind of more centered. So it comes down through your hip and you've got that foot just in towards the inner thigh. Sit onto your sit bones and try and align your body so it's more in line with that right leg. As you inhale, reach up. You could use a strap here definitely. And on the exhale, just fold forwards. So maybe taking hold of your leg, your ankle, your foot, your strap, whatever you need. And do still remember that we're still trying to create space. So a lot of the time when we're trying to move into postures and we're desperate to go a little bit deeper, then we kind of do the opposite of creating space, and we actually make ourselves closed, and we want to feel more expansive and more open. And breathe still, so using your breath will help. Okay, we'll take one more deep inhale, slowly and carefully. Start to move back up, so taking your time without rushing. Bring your legs in front. Maybe give them a little shake. So we'll come over to the left side. We'll do that little side stretch through the body first. So when you come onto your left side, again, try and align your shoulder to the elbow in a straight line out towards your wrists. And then lengthening through your legs, but keep your legs in a really straight line. So through your spine, your hips, your legs are nice and long. And adjust this arm. So if it doesn't feel in the right position for you, then please feel free to adjust it. Make sure we're not sinking down into the shoulder, but we're pushing up out of it. And again, just start to let the side of your body kind of drop down, but keep lifting through your shoulder. And then if you want a little bit more, start to press up onto that left hand. And again, you may need to move it out a little bit more, but we're still trying to sink down without sinking in the shoulder. So we're trying to create more space along the side body. Lengthen through your legs. Okay, we'll take one more deep inhale. It's quite a nice stretch, actually, I quite like it. And then lower yourself down to your forearm. From there, we'll start to push back up, so into that sitting position once more. So we'll change sides. So we'll take that left leg, extend it out, bring your right leg in. And again, the left leg is kind of going at an angle here, so it's out to the side a little bit more. And we'll come in and stretch through the right side of your body a little bit more. So we'll move your left hand down the leg just the way you can, maybe take your foot, and then reach up and over through that right arm. Still getting that sense of rotating the chest down, but still stretching as much as you can through your fingers. So we're not kind of soft with the arm, but we're stretching away with the arm. And breathe there. Breathe into the side of your body, into your ribs. Well done. Okay, when you're ready, slowly come back to the center. So this time the right hand just goes to at the back of that thigh somewhere. And then reaching up just with that left hand. So if that's enough, stay with that. Maybe start to press and lift through your hips, reaching up and over. So we're still trying to get the stretch through the side of your body. So again, we'll move through it. So as you inhale, slowly lower your hips down. And on the exhale, reach that left hand forward, reach up and over through your right hand. Good. Inhale back to the center. And then as you exhale, start to press and reach, maybe keeping your hips on the ground if that feels better. We'll do that once more. So inhale, slowly lower down. Exhale, reach up and over. Inhale back to the center. And exhale, stretch. Well done. Okay, slowly and carefully release the hips back down. So from here, we'll come into Shalabhasana again. So we'll slide that left foot more towards the front. Start to move the right leg a little bit if you need to. So align your body towards that left leg. Inhale, reach. And exhale, fold in. So just the way you can. So the leg, the foot, wherever you can manage. And think space. So think, how can I create a little bit more space here, rather than how can I get further down towards that left leg? Okay, slowly, carefully start to make your way back up again. So take your time. Bring your legs out in front. We'll give them a little shake. So we are going to move down onto your back now. So if you wanted to, you could have a little bit more core. You do not have to. You can always just use your hands and roll back. But if you wanted to have the legs straight, the feet flexed, reach your hands forward. And as you breathe out, start to slowly roll yourself down. So take your time. But again, if you've had enough, then just lie down. And whenever you need to, you can move down towards the ground. Just take your time and relax down. Okay, so when you get there, we'll bend the knees, bring your feet a little bit closer towards your hips, and the feet are hip distance apart. We'll just come up for a little bridge here, so hands either side. Start to press through your feet and lift up through your hips. So just to any degree here, to see what feels right. And again, start to create a feeling of more spaciousness in your ribs, in your belly. Maybe create a little bit more space in your shoulders. When you're ready, we'll slowly release that. So just take your time making your way back down. Slowly come down through your bridge. And when you get there, we're just going to take a very easy twist today. So maybe spread your arms and just drop your knees towards one side, turning your head a look along the opposite hand. Back towards the center when you're ready, and just take it the other way, so just nice and easy. From the head if you like. And then when you're ready, come back towards the center with your legs. If you'd like, you could draw your knees towards your chest for a moment, maybe take a little roll side to side or forwards and back. Any final movements that you want to make. And then we'll start to make our way into Shavasana. So if you do want to put socks or jumper or anything on, then please do that. And then just making your own way into Shavasana. So any variation that you want to take. So taking a moment just to surrender to where you are right now. Making space in your physical surroundings to relax and get comfortable. Tune in to what your body needs in this moment. Slowly start to release the cords that have been connected to you today. Drawing in all parts of you to the here and now. Switching off distractions and committing to yourself. Begin to create a space just for you. Notice areas in your body that are feeling full. Spaces in your mind that have become cluttered by day-to-day chatter. As you become more and more devoted to the softness of your relaxation, recognize a lightness coming to these spaces. as if you've allowed whatever is taking up the most space to gently drift away. Start to feel a sense of expansiveness and light wash over your body, and opening up wash through your mind. Begin to take deep, rhythmic, expansive breaths, gently expanding through your ribs and opening your belly. Feel your body flooded with more fresh space, and allow the capacity of your being to expand with each new inhalation. Keep with a rhythm that is unique to you, rolling in and out of your body, freeing up space in your mind. When you're ready, we'll take a deep inhale through your nose, and then just sigh out your mouth. So do that again, so just deeply inhaling, and then just let it go. We'll start to move a little bit, so through your fingers and your toes, maybe stretching your arms overhead. And when you're ready, we'll bring the arms back over and just start to bend your knees. Maybe feet on the ground or knees to your chest. And just move a little bit. Maybe even rolling over onto your side if that feels good. And then just when you're ready, we'll start to make our way up to sitting. So taking your time, there is no rush. So we'll find a comfortable seat when you're ready. Bring the palms together just in front of your heart. So just leaving that little space just to signify an openness in your heart. So thank you so much for coming along and practicing with me this morning. I hope you enjoyed the creating space practice that we did. Namaste. Well done, everyone. I'll stop the recording and then you can unmute yourself. Well done. Any